make the changes, take the track, line of a media time to adapt. They try to control us with their lines and their schemes, but I'm a rise above, fulfill my wildest dreams. The beats be banging, the rhymes be tight, trap rap flowing through the darkest night. And don't mistake me for the sellouts on the screen. I'm spitting truth, we can question what you've seen. Mind over media, break free from the mold. Trap rap revolution, we taking control. No one more puppet strings, we standing tall. With everyone that speak, don't make them all fall.
What's going on, everybody? Back here in the studio. And I was going to go down to the select board meeting tonight, but I got caught up doing a few personal things and just couldn't make it. So we're going to stream it tonight. And we're just waiting for the meeting to start. And we'll hang out and see what happens here. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Yeah, I was going to head down, like I said, but I got caught up doing a bunch of personal stuff. And I just, I've gone through some personal changes here in the last like week to 2 weeks. And I just have been having a rough time getting through that. So I kind of just want to stay in tonight and just do this. So we will we'll wait for it to start. No, it's going to be video. Here we go.
All right, good evening, everybody. We are resuming our open session. We had an executive session earlier, so we are just resuming our open session at 7 o'clock.
Let's do that.
But welcome to the Select Board meeting of July 9th. As a reminder, this meeting is being recorded by Canton Community Television.
Need some time away
Vice
right
Chair,
now.
Mr. McCourt
been
is out
tough.
of town, so he will not be joining us. So first item on the agenda is again public comment. So as I have been doing previously, I will read this statement. The public comment portion of the meeting is an opportunity to listen to residents' feedback and concerns, but the public comment portion of the meeting is not meant to be a question and answer format. There will be no response to any public comment when presented. The public comment portion of the meeting is limited to 15 minutes total and 3 minutes per speaker. I would encourage those that do wish to speak to be mindful of others in the room who wish to do the same so that we can make the most of the time allotted and hear from as many people as possible. Anyone who does not wish to speak or who is unable to speak due to the time limit may submit their comments in writing for the board's review and consideration. The Select Board will also announce the next open office hours at our next Select Board meeting. So that being said, we will begin our public comment period at 7:01. So, Ms. Smith?
Christine Smith, 50 Coppersmith Way. Nearly 1 year ago, I stood before the Select Board and spoke about the need to update the Select Board's administrative code as it relates to standards, policies, and ethics of Select Board members. After submitting my comments, Town Administrator Charlie Duty let me know that his office would work on this and they thought it would make sense to perform a complete update of the administrative code, not just this one section, and that made total sense to me. I offer my sincere thanks to Mr. Duty as well as to Jen Kamelian from the Select Board office for all of their work on this issue. However, the revision to the standards, policies, and ethics seems to have gotten a little derailed. I'm not sure if it was due to an attempt to include other boards, or maybe this is going to fall under the Bylaw Modernization Committee. I'm not sure. But either way, we continue to see that certain Select Board members continue to ignore the spirit of the current guidelines, notably swearing at and threatening to assault an individual on the sidewalk right in Canton Center. I stand here today to renew my request for the Select Board to take action on this matter. You represent the town and all the citizens, not just the ones who voted for you. And yes, as public officials, you are held to a higher standard. This continued behavior reflects poorly on the town and has the potential to expose the town to liability. To be clear, this is not about the Reed case or any other matter. It is about leadership and leading by example. It is disingenuous to sit there and object to lack of civility when one of your own members acts in an uncivil manner with no comment or consequences from the rest of the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
They're not going to answer anything.
Hello, Canton. I'd like to reintroduce myself. My name is Colleen O'Neill, where I formerly worked at F&F Power Equipment on Walpole Terrace in Canton, Mass, alongside my longtime boyfriend, Jeffrey Farrington, a longtime Canton resident, whose father retired as captain of the Canton Fire Department. Recently, we were informed by the town secretary, Charles Duty, that our case regarding commercial vehicles parked overnight was on the agenda. Today, an executive session that was held at 6:15 p.m. tonight was held to discuss litigation concerning Walpole Terrace. Despite enduring significant harassment while working in Canton, Massachusetts, I have since moved my career to Boston, specifically working on Mass Ave, known as Massencast, where individuals facing severe drug addiction and dual diagnosis mental health disorders reside on the streets. The ongoing harassment from Canton, including unjust fines, unwarranted visits from a sexual predator, Canton cop, Eric Wade, and personal property issues involving another corrupt Canton officer, Charles Ray, who altered zoning regulations in 2016, has compelled me to leave the area. I now collaborate directly with the Massachusetts state government to provide housing for people with severe mental health illness. I have reached out to Governor of the Massachusetts, Maura Healey, and Boston Mayor Michelle Wu regarding Jeffrey Farrington's property on Walpole Terrace, proposing the construction of 40B housing for housing undocumented immigrants. The town of Canton has caused immense emotional distress to our business and personal lives over the past 13 years. Tonight, I speak out and hope that Canton residents will support a small business that has thrived for over 3 decades, contributing to taxes and community welfare. It is crucial to recognize that 40B housing in Canton, Massachusetts is our last option to halt this relentless cycle of lawsuits, police misconduct, and unfair fines that plague running a business in Canton, Massachusetts. This clown town of Canton has caused nothing but harassment to a small business and caused extreme emotional distress to Jeff's and I personal relationship. This harassment needs to end.
These people don't care. Just sit there and set their little
Sean
time and
Goldberg.
their buttons.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to address some questions I have for you guys, since we weren't afforded the opportunity 2 weeks ago to address items that were listed on an agenda with the reappointment of the police chief. And I had planned on going through and asking each one of you guys how you voted and what you some of the questions you asked her were. How was the determination decided on to reappoint Helena Rafferty to a one-year contract? Did you interview and assess her performance one-on-one, or was it done as a group? Does the chief recognize the missteps that have occurred in the Canton Police Department investigation and the death of the Officer John O'Keefe? Can you tell us what some of the questions you asked her were? What, if anything, did you ask her about her department's lack of following proper procedures and policies? What, if anything, did any of you ask her about the importance of interviewing, separating witnesses, and recording witness statements? What, if anything, did you ask her about the collection of evidence, the proper storage of evidence, and the chain of command on evidence collection? What, if anything, did you ask her about recognizing and
This is
adhering to
great.
conflicts of interest? You know, such as when the chief at the time, Chief Berkowitz, called District Attorney Michael Morrissey's office at 8:30 a.m. on January 29th and talked about the Canton Police Department recusing themselves because of a conflict of interest. When through testimony, we learned that the Canton Police Department actually did not adhere to this recusal. We had a Canton police officer, Kevin Albert, arranging witness interviews days later after they were recused. At 8:30 a.m. on the 29th, the state police took control of this investigation. Why were the Canton police officers in the Sallyport at 5 p.m. on January 29th? And why was an ATF agent also in the Sallyport? The ATF has no jurisdiction on this case at all. Yet Brian Higgins was allowed to be there. Who were the 3 officers that were not identified at 34 Fairview? Did any of you ask her how an inverted videotape was turned in as evidence? Did any of you ask her how 40 minutes is missing off the Sallyport video? How about the library video? And what, if anything, was done in regards to the testimony in the text messages read from State Police Sergeant when they were driving around the Cape in a State Police cruiser, shitface, and the Canton police officer, Kevin Albert, lost control of his badge and his gun? Were they ever recovered? Was there any disciplinary action taken? I think these are just a few of the things that come to mind. This is your job to ask these questions, not mine. We are the taxpayers of this community. We should have been afforded the opportunity to ask these questions 2 weeks ago on an item that was listed as an agenda item. You were in violation of mass open meeting law. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chris Albert.
Ms. O'Donnell?
The American Revolution began in 1775 as an open conflict between the United 13 colonies and Great Britain. Many factors played a role in the desires to fight for independence. Not only did these issues lead to a war, but they also shaped the very foundation of the United States of America. The Americans felt that they should have equal rights to the Englishmen. The British, on the other hand, thought that the colonies were created to be used in the ways that best suited the Crown and the Parliament. This seems a lot like our current reality in Canton. This conflict embodied in one of the rallying cries of the American Revolution: no taxation without representation. To me, this sounds like our current day Canton. While we pay all our taxes, our services, leaders, and police departments only service the entitled, selected few, while those entitled in our governance try to silence our concerns. Another driving force behind the revolution was an outcry against the judicial system that was in place, offering yet another airy comparison, ironically enough, involving 6 British soldiers. After 6 British soldiers were acquitted and 2 dishonorably discharged for the Boston Massacre, the British government changed the rules. From then on, officers accused of any offense in the colonies would be sent to England for trial. This meant that fewer witnesses would be on hand to give their accounts of the events and led to even fewer convictions. Wouldn't it be nice to watch Proctor's hearings for his indiscretions? This makes matters even worse. Jury trials were replaced with verdicts and punishments handed down directly by colony judges. Over time, the colonial authorities lost power over this as well, because the judges were known to be chosen, paid, and supervised by the British government. Again, dauntingly familiar. The right to a fair trial by jury of their peers was no longer possible to many. John Adams once said, "Facts are stubborn things, and whatever may be our wishes, our inclinations, or the dictates of our passions, they cannot alter the state of the facts and the evidence." What frightens me most is even after watching the same trial for 10 weeks, so many still blindly trust and follow the corrupt and avoid the facts and evidence that would have convicted Karen Reed. There is lack of it. To bring justice for John O'Keefe, rather, they chose to keep supporting those who have factually been proven to be corrupt and dirty.
Thank you, Ms. O'Donnell.
To those
Ms. O'Donnell, that's it.
who find our
Ms.
fight
O'Donnell,
for truth,
I'm going to ask you to
justice,
settle down.
and our American rights
I'm going to ask you to leave,
so
Ms. O'Donnell.
unacceptable to tonight. I
Officer.
quote Captain John Paul Jones, 1779. I have not begun to fight.
Thank you, Ms. O'Donnell.
There's people that hate. Hear these people?
I'm
Bye-bye.
following the rules.
Bye-bye.
We live in America, dude. Question
Right.
upon
These people-
history.
Ms. O'Donnell, please.
Talking to me, but I will stay quiet. No need to leave. exercising my First Amendment.
Ms. O'Donnell.
Okay, I'm going to speak. I'm going to speak now.
Ms. O'Donnell, you're being disruptive to the meeting. I'm asking you to leave. Thank you. Thank you.
I have nothing to leave for. I haven't broken any laws.
Okay.
I'm answering you.
These people, the room is so
I said
divided.
I'd stand here quietly. I will stand here quietly.
She only went
People
over a
don't
few
want
minutes.
truth.
Minute. Okay, I'm going to.
I,
Come on, we're in crisis for crying out loud. I know it's my imagination. I know it's my imagination.
Yeah, these people-
folks, please be respectful. Ms. Lombardi, this is it.
Yes, thank you. Okay, listen, Rita Lombardi, and I can't believe I'm standing here about to say what I'm going to say. My ancestry goes back in this town to the very early 1900s, and I've always had respect for the Canton Police and the Fire Department because my ancestors served on them proudly, and I always admired them. And I'm shocked that I'm having this discussion right now. But anyways, the issues that we've had in town relate to safety and trust issues. And last week or whatever, you approved the police chief's contract, and many of us were opposed to that. And I just want to share some of the reasons why we have trust issues here. In 2018, the Canton Police Department responded to a car accident on Pleasant Street near Meadows, but did not locate the driver. An hour or so later, a passerby located the body of Craig Casey. This last year, when questioned by a concerned citizen, Chief Rafferty's response was, it wouldn't have made a difference to his survival. Instead of owning this failure, that was her explanation. In 2021, the Canton Police Department ruled Sandra Birchmore's death a suicide. It was recently confirmed that Sandra was in fact murdered, something many citizens already knew. Yet there has been zero acknowledgement of this policing failure by Chief Rafferty or an apology to Sandra's family that I am aware of. In 2022, the Canton Police Department responded to the scene of Officer John O'Keefe's murder. The mishandling of the crime scene, the investigation, and the evidence collection was gross incompetence at best and will be taught in criminal law classes for decades to come on how not to handle a murder crime scene. Instead of Chief Rafferty addressing these performance issues with appropriate corrective action, many, if not all involved, have been promoted. In any organization, rewarding poor performance not only damages employee morale, it increases employee turnover, both of which are extremely costly. Canton PD has an 18% turnover in the past 2 years. Oftentimes, it is your best employees who seek employment elsewhere, not the performance problem. If unchecked, your organization will continue on a downward spiral. In the John O'Keefe murder trial, we learned that it was Chief Rafferty who turned over the Sallyport surveillance video to the Mass State Police. We also learned that in addition to 42 minutes missing from this footage and people disappearing from the screen, and the footage was inverted, something no one has ever heard of in their life. 6 weeks it took her to report the February accident, which almost cost the man his life. And now we're being sued for that. And we're going to get sued for all these other cases as well. Policies and procedures are great, but there's no consequences when they're not followed. Just rhetoric that we'll do better next time. That just doesn't cut it. The Canton Police Department in this town is facing countless and costly lawsuits as a result of their actions. We do not feel safe. And that is why. Okay, I'm not speaking for you because you're part of the selected few. I'm talking about me, common folks. I'm talking about me, the random citizen. That's who I'm talking about.
Thank you, Ms.
Anyone
Lombardi.
who's related to the McGalberts, you're safe, but not us.
Thank
So
you, Ms.
stop it.
Lombardi.
I'm sorry.
Thank
You
Thank you.
running over here. She's getting yelled at and yelling, and you stand right here.
Ms. O'Donnell, you said you were going to be quiet. You got disruptive. It is time for you to leave. Ms. O'Donnell, it is time for you to leave.
Are they touching her?
All right, can we just start our meeting?
No, I'm not starting the meeting.
What do we do with her?
Ms. O'Donnell,
You didn't walk across the room. You ran over here while I was speaking out of turn. She just got there screaming at the crowd, and the crowd screaming back at her, and you stayed here. No, I'm
uphold the law the way it's intended to be upheld.
Can we just start our meeting?
I'm upset because I feel unjustly. No, you're standing in front of me while everyone else does the same thing.
Ms. O'Donnell,
Do you not see that?
Ms. O'Donnell, you're disruptive to the meeting.
We just start our meeting.
You're being disruptive to the meeting. It's time for you to go.
I'm right, though. I may be disrupting the meeting, but I'm right, and it's my fucking right. to
Thank you,
do
Ms.
so.
O'Donnell. Thank you.
Go, Jen.
Fucking Americans, people. Remember it. God damn it.
No.
This is what's happening.
Thank you, Ms. O'Neill.
This is not only happening in Canton. This is happening in your towns too. People are being silenced. People, they don't want people to speak up. They don't want people to fight back against corruption. This is happening in your towns and cities. That's why you need to get involved. I'm going to start getting involved in my town, my city.
Thank you, officer. All right, before we get
fighting
on to the
back.
next agenda item, we have two statements to read. So, Mr. Albert, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Okay, as many of you know, I've had two recent verbal altercations with members of the public outside of my role as a select board. Despite the tremendous harassment, stress, and anxiety that my family, extended family, and I have been subjected to over the past 16 months, my interactions were inappropriate, and as an elected official, I am held to a higher standard, and I understand that the residents of Canton expect public officials to always conduct themselves professionally and focus on the business of the
Guy's a
town.
joke.
I apologize for my recent reaction and will refrain from any further public incidents that are unbecoming as a member of this Canton Select Board. Thank you.
Yeah, there's people cheering him. There's people cheering him.
Thank you, Mr. Albert. In
Those
additional
people
statement,
cheering don't want justice.
Chief Rafferty has placed Kevin Albert on paid administrative leave while an outside, and please be quiet, while an outside independent investigation is being conducted relative
Paid
to his
leave.
actions in a case he investigated with Michael Proctor approximately 2 years ago. Kevin Albert was placed on leave on June 13th and will remain on leave until the results of the investigation are provided by the outside independent investigator.
Unreal.
All right.
All right, first on the agenda for tonight, Mr. Scollins and Mr. Lynch, want to step forward? Oh,
What's that? No.
No, it's Scollins and
it's
Lynch.
Scollins. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you guys are right.
Okay.
That's all right, he can go first. Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the board, Mr. Town Administrator. This is the time of the year which closed on June 30, 2024. And as is typical at year end, there's some reserve fund transfers that are required in order to balance the books to keep everything within appropriations. It's a two-part process. It's a vote of the select board, and then tomorrow night we have a vote of the finance committee as well. And we have $600,000 as the reserve fund budget for the entire year. Raised during the year, resolve themselves for the most part. So we get to the end of the year and we just have three such budgets that need some budget relief from the reserve fund transfer. The first one you heard about at your last meeting is the school budget, where you had voted funds from the SPED reserve account. And we had also mentioned that we would likely be back at your next meeting for requests for $425,000 from the reserve fund to finally balance the school budget for fiscal 24. And Brian, if you want to.
Yeah, not too much to add other than, over the last few weeks.
I'll keep that in mind.
me
Thank
and my
you.
staff have done a lot of work and taking a deep dive to make sure that, everything is tied up. And unfortunately, we're still in a position where we need these funds to fully balance out 24. So, I hope for a positive vote here, which will allow us to close out the year successfully and move forward into FY25.
All right. Do we have any questions for Mr. Scollins or Mr. Lynch? All right, if not,
All right, I move that the board support the request for fiscal year end 2024 reserve fund transfers for $425,000 for the extraordinary school sped costs and associated transportation expenses at the request of the Assistant Superintendent of Finance and Operations.
Second.
motion has been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you.
4-0.
So, thank you. Just two other items. They fall, in essence, within the same department, town clerk, and elections and registration, registrars. So, as you know, we had an unscheduled special town meeting this past November that was unplanned for budgetarily. And then, as you're also aware, the town was required to expand from 6 to 7 precincts, which required extra efforts and costs associated with holding elections. So as a result, that impacted the elections and registrars budget the most. They're in need of $12,000 to balance that budget, and the town clerk's budget requires $4,000 in order to balance that one. So $12,000 is being requested for elections and registrars, and $4,000 for town clerk expenses for those unanticipated items this past fiscal year.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Scollins on those two additional items? Hearing none. Mr. Albert?
All right, I move that the board support the request for $12,000 for elections and registrars expenses related to an unplanned special town meeting in November 2023 and the new requirement to expand from 6 to 7 voting precincts, and the request for $4,000 for town clerk expenses
Thank you, Tammy.
related to an unplanned special town meeting in November 2023 at the
been
request
rough.
of the finance director.
Hasn't been easy.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. 4-0.
Thank you. And just wanted to footnote, so that totals 441,000 out of a budget of 600,000. So we'll have 159,000 that will drop out to free cash as a result of that, assuming the finance committee has concurring votes tomorrow night. And I just also wanted to recognize all my fellow department heads for the excellent job and stewardship that they have provided throughout fiscal 24 in managing their appropriations, their budgets within their appropriations, and providing the services that they have. So kudos to my fellow department heads.
All right. Thank you guys for all your hard work on
Thanks, Randy. Thanks, Barry.
balancing those budgets.
All right, thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Is Steve here?
I don't know if Steve's here.
Just ask if there's a representative from the party there.
We've been trying to audit Canton. They've been trying to them, trying to get
All
a
right, next
police
on the
audit done.
agenda, consider the request from the Revere and Son Heritage Trust for land use of the entire park to hold a region-wide sale on Saturday, 24th, 2024. Steve's here, I see him now, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And Steve's here to discuss these next two items.
Good evening.
Schottenfeld, a board member of the Revere and Son Heritage Trust, the nonprofit that manages the Paul Revere Heritage Site. The board prides itself on bringing together the entire region to learn about the region's history and potential, and just to have fun. May's Canton Heritage Festival was visited by an estimated 2,500 people from Canton, the surrounding towns, and from as far away as Connecticut to enjoy the day. I'm here today to ask the Select Board for permission to use the site for 2 more upcoming events that are in the same vein. The first of the 2 will take place on Saturday, August 24th from 1 to 4 p.m. with a rain date of August 25th for a region-wide yard sale and fundraiser. Our theme will be something like, if your kids don't want it, sell it. We're asking permission to use the entire park for 10 by 10 spaces that will be offered to the public for a nominal $30 fee, which will be a contribution to the trust. Shoppers can be dropped off in the site's parking lot and then will be directed to park at no fee at the Canton Center MBTA lot, then walk to the site. On the same day, the barn, the yellow barn there, will be open all day thanks to a grant from the Highland Street Foundation, whose popular August Adventures program provides funding for major destination museums in the region to open for a day at no charge to the public. Just some of the museums that will open their doors for free on other days in August include the MIT Museum, Boston's Institute of Contemporary Art, Boston's Museum of African American History, and the Worcester Art Museum. So we're in good company. The second of the two events will be the third annual family concert on September 22nd from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Like last year's concert, which drew families from over 30 miles around. This year's concert will again feature the wildly popular Toe Jam Puppet Band and include games and activities for young children from 3 to 4 years of age. The concert will be from 4 to 5 p.m. weather permitting. The activities and the concert will take place on the trust-controlled land on the southeast of the barn building on the site. In case of inclement weather, as happened last year, the activities and concert will be moved into the barn. As this concert is provided free to the community, we're requesting a waiver of the entertainment permit fee.
Thank you. Mr. Schottenfeld, have the neighbors been notified of the
They will
yard
be,
sale?
yes,
They will
once we
be?
approve.
Any other questions for Mr. Schottenfeld? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll take the first one. The first one is, I move the board approve the request from the Revere and Son Heritage Trust for land use of the entire park to hold a region-wide yard sale on Saturday, August 24th, 2024, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And then the rain date will be August 25th, 2025.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Mr. Duty, do we need anything with police or fire approval or
Yeah, it'll be
building?
pending building commissioner, police and fire.
Okay, so just a friendly amendment to that pending police and fire approval. So do I have a second to the friendly amendment?
Yes, second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. 4-0. Next, Mr.
All
Albert.
right, the next is, I move that the board approve the request for entertainment permit from the Revere and Son Heritage Trust to hold the Toe Jam Puppet Band event on the lawn next to the museum building on Sunday, September 22nd, 2024. Now, Mr. Schottenfeld, you said 4 to 5, but we have it at 3 to 6, so.
It's 3 to 6. The concert itself will be
Is-
from 4 to
Okay,
5.
all right. So from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. and to waive the $50 entertainment fee.
And again, same friendly motion contingent upon police and fire approval.
I should have added that.
That's all right. Do I have a second to that?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. 4-0. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Schottenfeld.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
All right.
All right. New business.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Albert.
All right, first, I move that we consider approving, consider approving the personal service contract for the conservation agent.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the personal service contract for the conservation agent. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. 4-0.
Next, I consider approving the maintenance electrician job description.
Do I have a second for that? Motion has been made and seconded to approve the maintenance electrician job description. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
4-0.
So next on the agenda, consider the approval of secondhand jewelry and electronics permit for precious metals reclaiming service. I move that the board approve secondhand jewelry and electronics permit for precious metals reclaiming service.
Okay. Do I have a second for that?
Second with the question.
All right. Mr. Conley?
This isn't, we've approved these in the past with the condition that this doesn't become a pawn shop, correct?
I
You
can't,
want to just make sure that it's not. gonna
yeah, I
become a
don't know
pawn
the
shop?
answer to that question. I didn't.
Okay. I just want to check with Eddie. Can I approve it conditionally, but I don't want a pawn shop, I can't.
So this is a permit renewal for the business, so I assume it still falls under that, but yeah, Mr. Duty, if you can just check on that.
Yes, I will. I'm looking at the application. I don't see anything about a pawn shop. So.
Thank you.
I'll check.
Okay. So motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. 4-0.
So next, consider the appointment of the Select Board representative to the Bylaw Modernization Committee.
All right, so I had expressed an interest in this as well, as did Ms. Boyden. We did rock, paper, scissors, and I came out on top there. So I would entertain a motion that the Select Board Chair is the Select Board representative to the Bylaw Modernization Committee.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Ms. Boyden. Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, 4-0.
Next on the agenda, consider the appointment in Parks Recreation seasonal staff, Kyle Downing.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, 4-0.
All right, next on the agenda, consider the appointment of election workers Carol Ayotte, Mary Ellen Beckett, Don Kuchar, and Evan Patton. I move that we appoint all 4 of these workers.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
4-0.
Next, to consider the appointment of school rep to Cable Advisory Committee, Brian Lynch. I move that the board appoint the school committee member Brian Lynch to the Cable Advisory Committee.
Second.
Motion seconded. So this is just, there is a school rep to this committee, and with Brian Lynch coming on board, he being appointed to this. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
4-0.
Next is to consider the appointment of member to the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Committee, Desmond Summerall.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
4-0.
Next is to consider the appointment of the Canton Veterans Council, William Gamble. I move that we approve William Gamble to the Veterans Council.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
4-0.
Okay, next is to consider accepting and authorizing the use of the gift in accordance with the terms there under Mass General Law 44, subsection 53A, the grant of $50,000 from Outfront Media for Shawmut and Route 95 locations.
I second that.
So, so that's not a motion. So do you have the motion?
Yep. I move that the board accept and authorize the use of the gift in accordance with the terms there under Mass General Law 44, subsection 53A, the grant of $50,000 from Outfront Media for Shawmut and Route 95 locations.
Second that.
Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. 4-0.
On the agenda, I move that the board approve water and sewer commitment final bills in the amount of $13,832.70.
I have a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
4-0.
Next on the agenda, I move that the board approve the water and sewer commitment residential in the amount of $3,529,000, $746.05.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
4-0.
All right, next on the agenda, I move that the board approve the cemetery lot perpetual care deeds.
You can
Second.
that. Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
4-0.
All
I'm going to
right,
need a
next.
second every time. So whoever's-
Taking turns.
All right, next we have the vendor warrant total for the week of 6/28/2024, $1,143,000, $776.53.
Ready? No, that's,
No.
no,
Get the-
it's 7/5/24.
What am I at the wrong?
I think so.
Yeah, you got the wrong.
Do I?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's not right. Oh, it's a little different.
Otherwise, that different.
The week, because you're reading the week of 6/28, right?
Yep.
No, I thought it said,
On the-
do I have
on
it
the
wrong?
Of 7/5, so. Sorry, do you know why that 6/28 is highlighted on here?
That what?
Do you know why
Yeah.
6/28 is
That's weird.
highlighted on it? We supposed to,
Because it went on after, it was an
so we have
add-on
to,
about.
we have to read this one too.
Yes, you do.
All right, yes.
Yeah, so I'm reading
so
them
you-
both.
Yeah,
Alright.
you're going to read them all. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yep.
see this.
All right.
Okay.
So next is the payroll warrant total for the week of
Mine says-
6/28/2024, $335.75.
I swear to God.
Next is the vendor warrant total for the week 7/5/2024, $9,844,218.85. The next is the payroll warrant for the week of 7/5/2024, $342,741.74.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
if I could just clarify something on the vendor warrant for the week of 7/5, it's $9 million and change. That's unusually high. If you've been following this along, it's an unusually high number. I just wanted to let you know that that is high because that is our payment to the Norfolk County Pension System
Yep.
that we have to do annually.
Yep.
And the amount of that payment is $7.57 million. So that's the bulk of that, that number. So the finance director pays it one time, and as opposed to paying two separate payments to save what the fee would be, which is roughly saves the town $141,000 to pay it one lump sum.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, next on the agenda, I move that the board approve the minutes from the select board meeting of June 11th, 2024.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the minutes from June 11, 2024. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
4-0.
Next up is the town administrator update.
Just a couple of things, Mr. Chairman. The bylaw modernization committee was established under Article 30. The moderator had some appointments to make to 2-year terms, and he made those appointments. So the appointments from the moderator are Mr. George Camo, Dr. Susan Harrington, Mr. William Kring, Ms. Gilda McGonigal, and Mr. Paul McAuliffe. In addition to those folks, the moderator appointed, the article called for certain municipal employees to be part of that committee. And so in addition to those folks, Jennifer Chameleon will be representing the town administrator's office. William Scollins will represent the finance department as the finance director. Lou Jutras will represent information systems. And Mike Loughran was voted tonight to represent the select board. So that committee is established and should get up and running this month, I assume. And then one more notice, just public notice. We do have many positions available on various committees. And this notice will be printed in the paper so folks can see what's available. It'll also be on our website, and folks can go on the website and apply for these positions. But I want to just briefly run through them. Cable Advisory Committee, we have a vacancy. The Canton Cultural Council, we have 8 vacancies. The Comprehensive Water Resource Management Plan is a vacancy. Commission on Disabilities, a vacancy. Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion has a vacancy. Economic Development Commission has a vacancy. Energy Advisory Committee, a vacancy. Historical Commission, an alternate member. There's 2 as alternate members. There are 2 positions. Paul Revere Heritage Trust has 2 vacancies. The Permit Advisory Committee has a vacancy. The Reservoir Pond Advisory Committee has a vacancy. The Sustainability Committee has 5 vacancies. The Veterans Council has 7 vacancies. And finally, the Water and Sewer Rate Policy Committee has 1 vacancy. So if anyone's interested in any of those committees, like to volunteer, please check the website, and you can apply to serve any of those committees.
Thank you, Mr. Duty. I have to say, I'm shocked that you didn't bring up the Canton Fire Department's recent accolades.
Well, I don't want to steal their thunder. I'm sure they'll be putting
All
the press
right.
release out.
So as not to steal their thunder, can
Yep. I still have the number.
This is not me. This is the internet connection in here.
That's it?
Next meeting?
Next
Oh,
meeting.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
I
that's it.
apologize.
That's all right.
The select board will hold its next meeting Tuesday, July 16, 2024, 7 p.m. at the Sala Meeting Room, Memorial Hall, 801 Washington Street.
Thank you very much. I have a motion to adjourn at 7:42.
So moved.
Motion is
This is that it? That's it. Run away. Run away. That's it. All right. Well, we got an announcement. Well, we did. We got an announcement that Kevin Albert has been put on paid leave pending an investigation he conducted approximately 2 years ago with Michael Proctor. So more to follow. Let me call Rita. Let me see if I can get Rita on the phone. Let me see if she'll talk. Hang on. Let's see if we can get Rita. Let's see if Rita will pick up. Hang on 1 second. Let me see if she'll talk to us. Hang on. All right, Rita's going to call me back in about 5 minutes. I'm going to try to get her on the line and see if she'll talk a little bit here with us. I'm going to try to see if my Bluetooth will work and see if I can bring the live call up on my Bluetooth. Let's see. But Rita's going to call me back. So just chill here for a minute. We'll see if we can get Rita back. I'm going to try to pair my Bluetooth to my board here. I haven't done that yet. But let's see if we can. So just hang here a little bit. We'll wait to see if we can get Rita here. How can I do this? Oh, Bluetooth. Look at this. Podcaster 2. Let's see if I can get it. Searching for audio devices. Oh, there it is. Rodecaster 2 Pro. Let's see if we can get it. Connected. Perfect. All right, we're going to try to do this. Let's hang here for a minute. Rita's going to call me back. And we'll see if she'll comment as to what happened tonight. Let me text her. So I'm texting her. Hang on. Just stay with me here. We're going to get Rita to call back. So I'm texting her. I'm live on air. Will you call in and give a comment about what happened this evening at the meeting? See what she says. Let's see what she says. So we'll wait and see if Rita will call in. She said, give me 5 minutes. She'll call me back. And we're going to test out the Bluetooth tonight. We'll see if we can actually hear the call. We'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens. What's going on, Will? How are you, man? If you want to, Will, if you're around, I got Rita possibly calling in. And if you want to jump on for a few minutes and chat, I can drop you the link. It's up to you, buddy. But we're going to wait and see I'm just going to wait and see if Rita answers me. I tried calling her about 2 minutes ago. She said, let me call you back in about 5 minutes. I texted her. I said, I'm live on air. Will you call in and comment about what happened this evening at the meeting? So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. So we're just going to wait here a second. And if you just didn't hear, you're just coming in right now, Kevin Albert has been placed on administrative leave pending an investigation with a connection to a case that he was investigating with Michael Proctor about 2 years ago. So we'll see what happens here. Yeah. Let me see. I'm going to have one of my buddies do a test call. Let's see if we can hear him. Let's see what happens here. My buddy's going to call in. My buddy, well, actually one of my moderators. Oh, there you go. All right, let's see if we can take this call. Oh, let's see. What's going on, dude? I might not be able to hear you because I don't have headphones. This is going to be a challenge. Can you all hear him?
Did I
on the
win?
air?
Did I win? Did I win?
Just give me a yes if you can hear him.
Did I win the contest?
I heard him. All right, give me a second. Let me get a pair of headphones so I can hear you. Hang on one second.
Thanks for the prize.
Call me back. Hang on. I'm going to get some headphones. I know I have headphones here. Hang on. All right, everybody can hear him. That's good. Hang on. Give me 2 seconds. All right, I know I have headphones. Hang on. I hate using headphones. Oh, let me see. I think I can make this work. I think I can make it work, people. Hang on. Bear with me. Bear with me. And then we're going to try to get Rita. Let's see. Oh, I don't think I have the right connection for this. No, that's not going to work. I don't have the right headphone jack. Damn it. Hang on. Hang on. Things we do while live in the air. I know I have one because I had one in the room. I got it. All right. Let's see if I can get my headphones working. Trying to see. Oh my God. Headphones, baby. Look at these things. They're giant. Let me see. I got to get some speakers. I do have them. Let's see. Let's try this again. What's going on, dude? It's
Hello.
not working. You all can hear him. I can't hear him. That's not good.
Hello, can you hear me? Hey, can you hear me?
You there?
I thought I won the prize.
Nice. I
I
can
want
hear
to win
you.
the prize.
I can hear you.
I want to win the prize. Your prizes are better than Plevin's.
What's up,
Plevin
man?
just gives me jelly beans and crap. Okay, I'll let you go. I don't want to run the show.
No problem. Thanks for calling in.
Bye.
See ya. All right, we got sound. We can hear him now. But what I don't want to hear is my own voice. There we go. Oh. I got to figure this thing out. I got to figure this all out. These things are huge. Look at them. I want to get a set of external speakers. But we'll see if we can get Rita on here. By the way, Debbie, thank you so much. $10. And she says, I love your channel. Hope things get better for you soon. Thank you. Yeah, a little bit of life changes here. Not fun stuff. Fun stuff. No, I use external speakers to listen to all the sound in here anyway. I just got to get some that will work with my board because I hate wearing these things. Are ridiculous. Look at these things. Duh. But let me see if I can text Rita again. I don't want to bug her. See if I can get her to call in live. Give it 2 seconds. These are awful. Look how dumb these are. Does it look better like that? I feel like I'm wearing 2 giant coconuts on my head. Oh boy. Yeah, Scott, I ended up I had some things tied up here at home, and I decided just to kind of kick around here. So sorry. I want to know what happened at the meeting. I'm trying to get Rita on the phone. If you want to call Scott, if you want to call in and let me know what happened, that'd be great. Yeah, I look like a podcaster now. I hate it that I can hear my voice too. Ugh. But let's see. If Will wants to jump up. I can't wear these stupid things. Does Rogan? I don't think Rogan wears headphones. Does he wear headphones? It's weird. I've never worn headphones before. It's friggin' weird, man. I can't do that. I can't have those stupid things in. Is my mic working? I thought I just unplugged it. They're awful. These are like, I got like a set with my mixing board, and that's the headphones they sent me. They're terrible. Rogan wears headphones, doesn't he? Wonder why they do. Scott, you should call in and let me know what happened. I'll give you the business line. I'll give you the business line. Let me know what happened out there. See if I can get Scott to call in. Maybe he'll call. Rogan's also 5'3". Yeah, he's short. I wouldn't fuck with him though. He'll crush. I can't wear headphones. I hate it. I don't know how Will does it. I'm just waiting to see if Rita will call me back. There's Will right here. What's up, dude?
What's up, man?
What's going on? Long time.
Yeah, dude. How you been?
I'm well, hanging in there, keeping the grind going. How about yourself?
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Crazy today, right? I just got off Maz's live. I jumped on his panel too, and we looked over at the select board meeting. He had a little bit of a bad connection to it, so it was kind of cutting out.
Yeah.
But I saw Rita got real mad and then stormed out. I couldn't hear what the other lady was saying, so I have no idea what that was all about. And then I heard that lame apology from Chris Albert, but that's a step up that Chris Albert actually made one. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Over that Turtle Boy stuff that happened. And then they announced that Kevin Albert's on administrative leave, which is huge.
Huge. It's good stuff. You think the feds are knocking some heads there or what? I think people are getting scared.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
I got Rita calling in. Hang on.
Okay. Yeah. Right on.
Hey, Rita. Hey, Rita. Welcome to LTL. You're live. Can you
I'm
hear me?
still here outside the town hall with people and quite a meeting.
Rita.
Quite a meeting. Hey, how are you?
Good. Can you hear Will?
Yes, Will, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
That was
Man.
good. Yeah, that was quite a meeting, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
what happened
during
in
the
there?
meeting? We saw Jen. Were they trying to kick Jen out or something? Like, what was going on?
Yes.
And, well,
yes.
first off, are you okay?
And what did you speak? 20 seconds over? Jen spoke 20 seconds over and she wouldn't stop speaking. So they had a police officer try to escort her out.
You got to be kidding.
And
me.
Jen, no, 20 seconds over and she wouldn't stop speaking. So they were going to escort her out because, she wouldn't finish, she wouldn't stop finishing her statement. That's what we do here.
It's an overreaction to the situation.
Well,
Did
right.
they-
You know what? She had every right. I mean, it's ridiculous that we're held to a 3-minute time and there's no consideration. And, this town is in trouble. I mean, we've
Yeah.
been in trouble and we've been asking to work with the select board so that we can work together to solve this. We are not happy with the performance of the police department for all the reasons that were stated. We do not feel safe in this town for all the reasons that were stated. And if a citizen wants to speak over 20 seconds, for God's sakes, let them speak over. That's what leaders do. And so they cut her off and then they tried to throw her out, which was outrageous. And then how many cruises came? There was like 4 or 5 cruises here. Yep, Chrissy was here and there were 4 or 5 cruises here. And Chrissy says, this is more cruises that responded to the murder of Officer John O'Keefe.
Yeah.
And so, it was, 4 or 5 cruises showed up and it was just, unbelievable. And, and the McGalberts had posted on Facebook that they were going to fill the room and, get to the mics to block us out. Not one McGalbert went to the mics because they have no guts.
Right.
They have nothing to say because they have nothing to say. And so we were at the mics and, they were being themselves in the crowd and, they're disruptive, but, they, whatever, they're allowed to. And people were, yelling from the audience, from the McAlberts, and they weren't silenced, but Jen was. And that's not right. And, it's just not right. So, we need help. We need the federal government in here. We need receivership of this Canton Police Department because the select board is clearly not going to take action.
Yeah.
As much as we have asked them to, they're not going to. And we learned tonight, of course, we weren't in there for Chris's apology, which, means nothing because Chris has had this behavior for his, he's had this behavior for his entire life.
Mhm.
Okay, so he apologizes, but he's not going to change that behavior because he can't.
Yeah.
And,
Well, what do you think
he
about
just
Kevin?
can't.
What do you think about Kevin Albert's administrative leave?
I didn't miss that well.
So Will said, what do you think about Kevin Albert's administrative leave?
Administrative leave, great, but he should not have pay. So basically what Chief Rafferty did was gave her friend the summer off, however long that is. That's not a punishment for him. That's not leadership. That's not leadership from her. That's not leadership from Kevin Albert. The guy is drunk. Leaves his gun in Michael Proctor's car, leaves his badge in Michael Proctor's car, and then says, oh, leave it in my mailbox. So he's irresponsible, leaving it, not knowing where it is. And then he tells Michael Proctor to leave it in his mailbox.
Yeah.
And, it's like, what? I mean, it's insane. It's insane. This police department is not run professionally. It's not. It's a joke. And it needs change, and it needs change now. And we listened to the leadership at the trial. These aren't my words. These aren't my opinions. My opinions are formed based on their own testimony. And they were grossly incompetent at best in the murder investigation. We had 3 bodies, and we have atrocious investigations that followed. And that's a problem.
Yeah.
And we don't know how many others there are. So we are asking for help. We do not feel safe, and there's a trust issue in this town. And only a certain select few get the benefits of the police department. The rest of us do not get the benefits.
Will had a question for you. Go ahead, Will.
Well, you don't think that it's a step forward at least? I mean, I was celebrating when I heard the news about Kevin Albert.
Ryan, he's breaking up on me.
So he's asking, do you think it's a step forward about Kevin Albert being put on administrative leave? He said he actually was.
No,
Okay.
that's not a step forward. That is to appease us.
Yeah.
That was to appease us because everybody was calling for it. So if she didn't take action, then people would have been screaming for them to do the same thing that they did to Michael Proctor and, suspend him without pay. So I think she tried to beat people to that punch.
Mhm.
Kevin Albert is her buddy. All of these people are her buddies.
Yeah, they're just.
And look, I don't know her personally. All I know is professionally, she's not a leader.
Yeah. Go ahead, Will.
I just feel I took it like that it's a sign that
I can't hear him. Ryan, I just need you to tell me whatever he asked.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Will. I'll relay it to her. She's having a hard time hearing you. Go ahead.
I took it as it being a sign of them feeling pressure. So that's why I was really celebrating. That's why I thought it was great. But I mean, of course it's not a punishment proper for what he did, but at least they're feeling pressure. That's the way I took it. Because every other time I've watched the select board meeting, they just stonewall everybody and shut everybody up, and then this is the first time I
Ryan, I'm not catching any of that.
That's okay. So Rita, he basically, Will's asking, he said he took it as a sign of pressure that the select board is putting on now because all the other times that he's watched, he hasn't seen anything like this before. And what was the other question, Will?
Well, I was just saying that.
He's correct. He hasn't. None of us have, but it's a little bit too late.
Right. No, for sure. I agree with that. I'm just saying that it's a relief to see that they're finally feeling enough pressure to actually acknowledge what's happening and what people have been standing up against.
Yeah, and then I have a question here. Lady in Boston's asking, what Mick Alberts yelled at you? Who was yelling at you?
I don't even know.
You don't know.
I don't even know. No, I don't know. These people that come to fill the seats when we're there to stop us from talking.
Right.
I don't. I want to be kind.
Sure.
But they're clueless. They're clueless. They're clueless about government. They're clueless about anything. They live in their own world. And as long as they're protected, that's all that matters to them. They are not, they're not somebody you want in your court if you are in trouble because they have no clue about anything.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary.
It's scary.
Yeah.
And these are the people that are running the town. These are the people that are running the town.
It's people that are running the town. All right, Rita, I know you have a big crowd down there. You're out there. I appreciate you giving me a call in here and kind of updating us. Please be safe. Is Jen's okay, right?
Jen's okay. Jen's right here with me. There's a bunch of us here. There's about 10 of us here, all in support. And no, Jen is good. And and we are, we're as safe as we can be, but we need receivership and we need it now.
I agree.
So SOS to the federal government. SOS.
Well, thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you.
And thank everybody down there for everything you did this evening. You definitely got your points across, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much. We're going to do it. We don't want to lose our cool, but sometimes it just happens.
Yeah.
And when we've asked not to give us, let us speak freely, and the 3 minutes puts us under enormous pressure. So when somebody in the audience comes after us, we're already have anxiety high.
Yeah.
So, anyways, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and
I'll talk
to you soon.
Yeah, we'll talk soon.
Okay.
Take care. Be
and
safe.
Thanks, Will. I'll see you guys later.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Rita.
All right, man. That's the skinny.
Yeah. So I mean, I thought she and that other lady were yelling at each other, and they were, and I was confused because they were both wearing Lucky Loughran shirts, and I was like, what's going on there?
Yeah.
But I'm glad she cleared that up. and explained that it was because they weren't letting her talk.
Yeah. $5 super chat. Thank you for all the super chats that came in. I'm sorry I couldn't read them. I just don't want to cut Rita off. Sorry I'm late, but I don't know who Will is, but Karen Reed is on leave and it surely isn't paid. Also, he's been on leave. I'm sorry. Let's see. He's also been on leave for a month. So Will is the glare. You can check out his channel. I urge you to check out his channel. He's a amazing creator, and he's also someone that has been following the Karen Reed trial. So go over and make sure to subscribe to him as well too. But hey, man, crazy stuff. Nothing surprises me anymore. It just keeps getting more interesting. And, we had the follow-up with Proctor. We're hearing about all the motions to dismiss to see what's going to come out of that. Looks like Team Reed hired a new lawyer today, an appeals lawyer. So this is going to be interesting. And we'll have to see what happens here on the 22nd.
Yeah. They mentioned that Kevin Albert was on leave already for a month. I just hadn't heard it yet. I mean, did anybody else know about that already and I missed it or something?
Nope.
But the thing is that I have to say, and I agree with everything Rita was saying in the sense that this is not, this is clearly kind of just throwing a bone, trying to pacify the people of Canton.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, the fact that they feel the need to do that at this point when they never have before, and actually just in your face, we're so blatantly like, screw you, we're the ones in charge here. That's what I meant by this absolutely being a win and a step forward. They're feeling pressure. They're obviously afraid of something. And I believe it's got to be the federal investigation. My personal opinion is that they are basically having certain people fall on their swords over certain particular things, but other things, like Mazza read a release from the Massachusetts State Police today where they specified that Trooper Proctor was suspended due only specifically to the text messages. It had nothing to do with the investigation.
Not the investigation, right?
Right, which is BS. I mean, so, and the reason why they felt the need to specify that is obviously because if they're going to talk about how the investigation was conducted, there's going to be a lot of other people that need to be implicated as well.
Perception, Will. It's public perception.
Well, no, I mean, it's like federally speaking, if they take accountability for that, then what's going to happen is other people have to be implicated as well. Like Tully is accountable. Tully works directly under Morrissey. And I promise you, if Michael Morrissey is under investigation, Buchanan as well. But if Michael Morrissey is currently under investigation, that means you can bet your bottom dollar that Tully is under investigation as well. So if Tully is implicated, they're going to come sniffing around to Michael Morrissey that much more. And he's already under federal investigation. They're already looking to indict him. And so that's why they're separating themselves from Michael Proctor right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what everybody's doing. Everybody's scurrying like ants right now because they know the shit's about to hit the fan, literally the fan in the courtroom.
Right.
And, everybody's scurrying now and they're trying to cover their own ass because they want to distance themselves as far away from Michael Proctor right now. It's definitely, and, all these other people that may come up and be implicated in things here, I definitely see that coming. And this is now to save public perception. They can't go in and say, well, we're going to question the investigation that Trooper Proctor is involved in, because if you're questioning that now, or you're questioning anything Tully or Buchanan's been involved in, they're going to have to start looking back at all the cases that they've been involved in. And there's going to be a lot of lawsuits that pop up. So what better yourself is to distance yourself now and just say, well, it was those text messages we were really bothered about.
Right. The effort here seems to be that Massachusetts State Police not be held accountable for Proctor's actions. And that's just not going to be acceptable. Sorry. Because the more truth that comes out about the Karen Reed case, and the more truth that's going to come out about Sandra Birchmore, because a lot of people are starting to talk about that again, and now for the first time. So that is all coming to light. And so right now the MSP are starting to panic.
Yeah.
But they got to do, there's going to have to be some house cleaning that takes place. I believe, Brian, honestly, that we are in the middle of watching a very being almost involved in a historical event.
Yeah. This is going to be huge. This is going to be one big one on the Massachusetts radar. I mean, I go back to the Boston Tea Party where there was overthrow of the government because they didn't want to deal with the government. And you're going to start seeing that here. The people are fighting back. But I just find it ridiculous that, you know, watching that select board meeting, there were people that were cheering that General Donald was going to be taken out of that room. That's like half the audience in there is cheering. I'm like, people, do you believe, do you understand what's happening in your town? Do you understand what's happening in the state of Massachusetts right now? The powers that be are trying to pull the wool over your eyes and make Karen Read the person that is the fall person for this. And there's no evidence to say that she is involved in killing Officer John O'Keefe. There's nothing. These people are blinded, and they're blinded by politics. They're blinded by political corruption and
fear.
Blinded, and fear. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's the vibe that I get from Rita is she's sick and tired of being scared.
Yeah.
You know, she's sick and tired of seeing her neighbors scared.
Yeah. And you can hear it in Jen's voice. She was quivering tonight talking.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, this is the wildest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen anything like this or been a part of anything like this in the world. I couldn't be prouder to be part of something like this.
Yeah, well, I'm glad your voice is here, man, because you make a lot of great points, and you know, you've been kind of in the trenches with all of us, and you know, you've been doing a really good job. So I appreciate that. I admire what you're doing, and it's been really good. Let me just get to this.
You too, man.
Go ahead.
You too, man, because like I'll keep this short. I know you want to get to this. I'm sorry. But yeah, I was just on with Mazza. We were talking about the same thing, that it's just this group effort. There's no sense of competition here. And it's because we all have the same goal, and it's just to get the truth out there, and create awareness. And it's a hell of a thing to be a part of.
Yeah,
hell of a thing to be a part of.
It is. It's huge, and I'm glad that I'm able to do this, and I'm glad you know, I've been accepted by, you know, I guess the group, you know, but we all just need to continue doing our part and help each other as much as we can. Whack Job, $10. They say Kevin Albert's on leave in regards to the investigation with Proctor 2 years ago. They're secretly referring to the Reed investigation, in my opinion. Did Kevin Albert doctor the Sally Port video? You know, maybe they are implicating the Reed. I thought it had something to do with Turtle Boy, maybe. But
they'll find a way to make this about Turtle Boy. You know, I mean, Chris Albert had to throw that in there in his weak ass apology. You know, the harassment that my family has endured and blah blah blah, dude. Like, nobody wants to hear that right now. You know, like we saw you on video, dude. Stop it. You know, the dude was just standing there. Stop it. So yeah, this is not a Chris Albert is the victim here. Chris Albert should be representing the town in a professional fashion and show leadership, and he did exactly the opposite of that. You know, like and managed to set a poor example for his own children in the process. Like, two birds with one stone. It was crazy. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Never seen an elected official act like that.
I thought it was interesting that they were all sitting on the opposite side of the room with him. He was just singing in like a single seat by himself. Like, we don't even want to go near that guy. It's a lot right now.
Yeah, there was the chair buffer, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. All right, I'm gonna end this. Just a short live. I know TV's going at 9. I want to thank Will for jumping on, and thank you for everybody jumping in, and Rita for calling in. It's been really great. And, you know, go watch TV at 9 o'clock. I'm sure he's got a lot to say. He'll probably mention this tonight as well. And go subscribe to The Glare if you're not. You can find him over on his YouTube channel. Does lots of lives on Karen Read. And I'll have Mazza in the studio on Thursday. So look out for that live. And we'll continue this coverage of the Karen Read case. Will, thanks for jumping on, buddy.
Dude, thank you for having me, man. And keep man, dude, your studio looks pimp, dude. I like the plants. Like,
I feel
the
like
lights
Thanos
you got
here.
going on back there. It's beautiful, bro. Seriously, man. Like,
I feel like
great.
Thanos sitting on the throne, you know.
Yeah, like right now, somebody was like, "You're in your bed in your undies." I am in my bed, sitting in my bed with my laptop, my headphones. Like I was already downstairs in my studio, and then I packed all my stuff up and came up here. And then you were like, "Hey, you want to come up?" And I was like, "All right, I will, but I'm not going back downstairs."
Yeah.
So
Let's do something again soon. We haven't done anything. Either you want, come to your channel, you can come over here, whatever you want to do. And maybe we can get a big panel of people sometime and do something here soon.
dude, I would love that. Yeah, I always love talking to anybody in this community.
Yeah.
I love this community so much. But yeah, man, thanks again for having me, and thanks everybody in chat. It's great to see you guys.
All right. We'll talk to you soon, man.
All right, brother. Thanks, man.
All right.
Later.
I am gonna wrap this one up. So we saw the Canton Select Board meeting tonight. We got the new news that Kevin Albert's been put on paid leave as part of an investigation 2 years ago. I think it's the Karen Reed case. It could be. They're probably, like Will was saying, they're probably going to try to pin this on TB. And then we had Rita Lombardi call in and give us what was going on outside the meeting, what happened inside the meeting. So I want to appreciate and thank Rita for that. And then Will the Glare jumped on and gave us his insight as well. All right, everybody, I'm going to head out of here. Again, my name is Brian. This is the LTL Media Channel, and this is Let's Talk Live. I'll be back live on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Mazza Media live in the studio. He's going to be sitting right there. We're going to actually have a face-to-face conversation, and I can't wait for that. So everybody, thank you so much. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Liking this live is the best thing that you can do. Interact on it. Make a comment after this post. I would appreciate it. And I will see you all soon. I love all of you. I tell you, I just have better lives when I'm in the studio. I just love being here. I love being here. All right, everybody, I'm going to get out. I'm going to hit the outro. Have a good night. Bye.
Take the change, it's time to try.